8 teams moving on to the second round of the Class C tournament. We're going to finish up with St. Martin and Gaylord. 2 teams looking to move on to the second round, the round of 32. You're going to see it right here on PrepSpotlight.tv right after this.
The 2020 Class C Minnesota Amateur Baseball Tournament is brought to you in partnership with the Minnesota Baseball Association and presented to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 is the hub for all things sports with the Xfinity Sports Zone. And Wings Financial. We're for people like you.
Andy Price and Greg Wolfert with you here on the final day of first round play here at the State C tournament in Milroy. It is the St. Martin Martins wearing blue right now. Currently the Gaylord Islanders are being introduced. They're wearing the bright yellow tops, purple lining, and the purple caps with the gray trousers. And Gaylord and St. Martin looking for a spot to play in the second round. And the winner of this matchup will be taking on Sartell next weekend in Springfield. We have seen 7 games coming off a really exciting game between St. Patrick and Regal. St. Patrick scoring 4 in the bottom of the 8th to break a 1-1 tie open and move on to the second round themselves. So this one is expected to be a pretty good pitchers matchup, and we'll get into that in just a little bit. That was the scuttlebutt around the tents as we were getting ready for Gaylord and St. Martin's. St. Martin's will be the visiting team, so let's go through their lineup first. And really, you just need to know one name and then just keep track of first names from there. Kyle Leeser is the manager's son. He'll be playing shortstop, batting first, and wearing number 7. Scott Schlongen will be the first of the Schlongens. He's playing third base, batting second. Brian Schlongen is the catcher, and he will be batting third. Nathan Schlongen is the cleanup hitter, and he'll be playing at second base. Batting fifth will be Jalen Arsenault. Yes, a new name there, Jalen Arsenault, and he'll be playing first base. Matthew Schlongen will be in right field. Michael Schlongen is the last of the Schlongens, and he will be in left field and batting seventh. Batting eighth will be Tanner Arsenault. He is the designated hitter. And Derek Cole is the number 9 hitter, and he'll be out in center field. Interestingly enough, the starting pitcher for St. Martin, the Martins today, will be Matt Imdek. And Matt Imdek is a drafted player from Meyer Grove. So they are going to throw out one of their 3 pitcher draftees as their starting pitcher. Matt Imdek will be throwing for St. Martin today in this game against the Gaylord Islanders. Gaylord on their offense will be going with Colin Grahams leading off, Brady Rodning batting second, and Rodning is also the starting pitcher. And I'm sorry, I just knew I was going to miss it by my handwriting. It's Brody Rodning, and Brody Rodning is pitching. He's a left-hander. He's on the hill right now. You're taking a look at him warming up, and Brody will be batting second. Ed Reichenbach is batting third. He is playing at third base. Eric Gage is at first base, and he'll be the cleanup hitter. McKay Rodning is the catcher, so we have 2 Rodnings in the battery, and he will be batting fifth. Brad Walsh will be batting sixth and playing short. Josh Gazzo is the DH, and he's batting seventh. And then we have 2 Schmidts to finish out the lineup, Travis Schmidt and Jake Schmidt, batting eighth and ninth. Second baseman and left field respectively, and that is the lineup for the Gaylord Islanders. But we will start here with the St. Martin Martins, and Kyle Leeser is the leadoff hitter. In the field, you'll have the Rodnings, Brody and McKay is the battery. Around the infield, you have Reichenbach at third base, Walsh at short, Schmidt at second, Gage at first. Then you have Schmidt, Grahams, and Connor Dice will be the right fielder. Connor is being the H4. So we pick it up right here. with the leadoff hitter, and it's Kyle Leeser. The manager of St. Martin's is Carl Leeser. The manager of the Gaylord Islanders is Mike Walsh. First pitch is a strike as we are underway. Gaylord and St. Martin. Popped up down the right side, chasing it. It will stay in play. It does, but it's just past the outstretched arms of the first baseman, Gage. So this the final matchup here in New Ulm today, or in Milroy today. New Ulm playing over in Springfield. That's what I was looking at on the sheet. I can't look and speak at the same time. Hard fastball, misses wide. A unique delivery for the starting pitcher for Gaylord. He swings a little wide with the front leg as he comes back around. Brody Rodning, the lefty, for the Islanders. Pitches out of the set. A little bit of a half windup. Looks like it's out of the set, but it is a windup with that step. And the count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Leeser playing shortstop, batting first for St. Martin. St. Martin up in the Stearns County area. Some of the great teams that were smaller communities with just great baseball towns, great baseball parks. St. Martin would be part of that. We drove through Gaylord on the way down as we get a strikeout of Leeser by Rodning to start this game. Gaylord on Highway 19 and 22 goes through there as well, right east of Milroy. Batting second now is the first of the Schlongans, and this is Scott, and he is the third baseman, wearing number 24. First pitch from the lefty, misses outside. Pitch fouled away by Scott Schlongen, and the count is a ball and a strike. The lefty kicks and delivers, and it is a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Population of St. Martin, 308 in the 2010 census. Swing and a miss and 2 strikeouts for the hard-throwing lefty, Brody Rodney. Two down, and the first pitch is to Brian Schlongen, the catcher for St. Martin. So much baseball tradition in Stearns County, so much baseball tradition in these small communities, making it to state tournaments. Count 1-1 as Rodney comes in with a very tough fastball. Defense is playing straight away. They're shading them a little bit towards left field. Another fastball, and it's in on the hands and fouled straight back. And Rodney strike away from completing a clean inning. Takes his spot. He likes to set up right now on the far left side of the mound as we look out at it. And swing and a miss. High fastball. Unable to catch up to it was Brian Schlongen. And that is a 1-2-3 inning, all 3 strikeouts. So a quick start for Brody Rodney. And the Gaylord Islanders will come to the plate in the bottom of the first inning. You're watching PrepSpotlight.tv's coverage of the State C tournament from Milroy. All right, we're back here for the bottom of the first inning. St. Martin and Gaylord. Gaylord coming to the plate for the first time, and they will be facing Matt Imdeck. And you can see Matt Imdeck not wearing the blue jersey and the white bottoms that you would see on all the rest of the St. Martin's players, and that's because he was a draftee. And Matt Imdeck is from Meyer Grove. So another town up off of Minnesota Highway 4, and the Meyer Grove pitcher delivers a breaking ball, strike one. So they go with a draftee to start. The first time we've seen that here in Milroy this weekend. I know that's not unprecedented, but the first time we've seen it. So Imdeck throws another breaking ball to Colin Grams. Colin Grams, the center fielder, will lead off. The pitcher, Brody Rodney, will hit second. So the 1-1 pitch on the way, and it's grounded right up the middle and in for a base hit. So Colin Graham has a leadoff signal, and that will bring up Brody Rodney. He throws left, but he bats right. Runner at first and nobody out. We're in the bottom of the first inning. And he's going to look to bunt. It's straight up. The catcher broke the wrong direction on the play, and he was unable to turn around and get the out. And the umpire gives the pitcher a ball, and then the catcher fires the ball at the pitcher who had just turned around. So the communication between the draftee and the catcher, maybe not the best right away, but Imdeck from Meyer Grove. And his battery mate is Brian Schlong. The rest of the infield in just a second as the second batter, Rodney, flies out to a Schlongen. And that's the first out. That's Matthew. So here's the way that I almost want to say that the Mortons line up and the Schlongens line up. You have at first base, you have Jalen Arsenault. You have, I'm sorry as I'm flipping around, Nathan Schlongen at second base. You have Leeser at short. At third base, you have Scott Schlongen. And in the outfield, you have Michael, Matt, and then you also have Derek Cole, the number 9 hitter, playing in center field. So with one out and a runner at first, it's the number 3 hitter, Ed Reichenbach. Third baseman, batting from the right-hand side, and another breaking ball from Imdeck. And Imdeck has been leaning on the off-speed stuff early in this game in the first 3 batters. Ball and a strike, one out, and another pitch off speed into the left-handed batter's box, outside ball 2. Bottom of the first inning, no score. St. Martin's went quietly in the top of the first. Chance for a double play. Now you just try to get one, and it's not going to happen. So Leeser wanted to make the throw to second before the ball was fully in his glove and captured, and so he pulled it up just at the very last second, and that was enough to bobble the ball, and that allows everybody to be safe. So E6 is what the call will be on that, and the first error of the game puts runners at first and second. One hit and one error. Now the batter is Eric Gage, the first baseman. He's the cleanup hitter, another right-handed hitter, wearing number 9. Runners at first and second for Gaylord. And the pitch from Imdeck, a breaking ball hit to the second baseman. Schlongen flips it to Leeser, and then the throw pulls the runner or the first baseman off the bag. So Gage grounds into a fielder's choice. Out at second base is Reichenbach. On to third base goes Colin Grams, and reaching on the fielder's choice as the throw pulls him off the bag, pulls off the first baseman Arsenault off the bag. So 2 outs though, still no runs in. So an error and a errant throw, not considered an error because you can't assume the double play, but there are 2 outs, runners at first and third. So Imdeck, the pitcher, has the chance to work out of the jam. Ground ball to Leeser, and Leeser this time fields the 2-hopper cleanly and flips it over to the second baseman Schlongen, and they get the out. That ends the inning. So McKay Rodning was the batter there, as I apologize for not identifying the batter, but that was McKay Rodning, the catcher, and he grounds into the fielder's choice. So in that inning, there was a hit, there was an error, there were no runs. So we're going to go to the top of the second inning, and it's still 0-0 on the scoreboard. We'll be right back. You're watching PrepSpotlight.TV coverage of the State C Amateur Baseball Tournament. Let's get everybody up to speed on some of the other things going around the state, as we at PrepSpotlight.tv have been so excited and proud and privileged to bring tournament coverage to everybody in all 3 classes. So we're taking a look at the Class A. It's 10-3 right now as the Minnetonka Millers are slowly chugging their way to a championship game and a championship matchup against the Minneapolis Cobras. Those 2 teams met in the championship a year ago. The Cobras won that one. It looks like we have a rematch on deck at St. Anthony Village at Palm Field. Also a score from Class B to pass along. Moorhead defeats Prior Lake 10-2. That's the Brewers of Moorhead. We have another game heading off, and I can't remember exactly. Oh, I can look right here on my thing is to see who's playing. I know it's New Ulm. New Ulm is taking on Prior Lake's C team at Springfield. That game also on PrepSpotlight.tv. Of course, every game. You can buy every game individually, or if you wanted to buy a package, that would be great too. First pitch on the way from Ronning. Brody Rodning is listed as his hometown of Gaylord, Minnesota, while the catcher, McKay, is listed as Winthrop, Minnesota. So I'm not going to assume with that they are brothers, but I'm guessing related in some fashion. Sorry that I didn't ask the question. We are in the top of the second, and the count is 1-1, and the batter is Nathan Schlong. Chopper, first person to put the ball in play, a 2-hopper to the second baseman, and on that play, Schmidt fires over to Gage for the out. So the third straight Schlongen to be sat down was Nathan, and this brings up Jalen Arsenault. That's Travis Schmidt at second base. Again, 2 Schmidts in the field for Gaylord. So Jalen Arsenault, the first baseman, wearing number 14, takes a strike from Brody Rodney. Rodney shakes off his catcher, agrees with the Nick sign, and throws a pitch that believed there was a swing, and he did. Arsenault unable to keep the bat head from crossing the plate, and that's strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes to Arsenault. Arsenault's got the bat rested on his shoulder, and he hits it to short. Out at short is Walsh. Walsh fires across the field, and the shortstop makes the play. 2 down, and the first 5 batters retired by Brody Rodney.
Left batting right fielder number 3, Matthew Schlonen.
Matthew Schlongen is now at the plate. He's the right fielder. Takes the bat off his shoulder, and Rodney delivers. Fastball misses just low, ball 1. 1-0 the count. 5 batters have come to the plate for St. Martin's. All 5 retired. Brody out of the semi-windup. Delivers the foul ball straight back. No flinching on press row. And the 1-1 pitch is fouled away, so we have 2 strikes on Matthew Schlong. And that foul ball came back directly at the press row, but there is a big net, and I haven't seen any ball get through the net yet this weekend. So I'm not going to flinch. And the pitch is lined up the middle. Could be fielded by the second baseman, but it's not going to. It was a cue ball shot that it looked like it was hit harder right off the bat, but that was not the case. And so a base hit is recorded in the second inning for Matthew Schlongen, and we'll call it an infield single. But it was cue balled off, and so it landed short of second base, and it almost like a good golf shot just kind of stuck in and dug in. And so impossible for the middle infielders to track that one down, and so a runner is on board. First base runner for St. Martin's. Game tied 0-0 here in the top of the second inning. So working out of the stretch now, the pitch is delivered to Michael Schlongen, the left fielder. Two outs here in the top of the second. Runner at first. First pitch called a strike. And the delivery is inside, ball 1. I love the thing about St. Martin. They had 17 bat boys. I think 7 of them were named Schlongen as well. Great support for the crew in blue, and the foul ball goes straight back, and we go to a ball and 2 strikes still. Everybody on the Milroy Yankee staff that's worked so hard to put this event together, I think as I look around the ballpark, taking a break finally. They've been working hard for 7+ games. This is game number 8 for the weekend. Pitch inside, and now the count is leveled up. 2 balls, 2 strikes here in the second inning. 1 runner on with 2 outs. St. Martin is the visiting team. The Martins will be getting the first cracks, and then the last at-bats will go to Gaylord as the home team. That pitch hits Michael Schlongen right in the foot, and that was a fastball that got away from Rodney, and there are now 2 runners on. So Tanner Arsenault will come to the plate. And Arsenault has a chance to sneak St. Martin's into an early lead. Runner in scoring position. And runners at first and second, top of the second inning. So Rodney went quickly through the order in the top of the first, striking out all 3 batters. Not been the case here, and now the pitch gets away from the other Rodney, and everybody advances. So runners at second and third with 2 outs. So retiring the first 5. He got 2 ground ball outs to begin the second inning, but then has labored with an infield hit and hitting a batter, and is now behind in the count 1-0. And that pass ball wild pitch allows the runners to advance both into scoring position. And setting is Rodney, and the pitch is popped up. That should make its way out of the ball yard, and it does. Heading towards the blue water tower here in Milroy, just off the property to the north end. Great setting here in Milroy as we look out. This is on the far south end of the town, and so you look out into the farm fields beyond Highway 68. Ball and a strike and 2 outs. Fastball up the middle, another cue ball shot, fielded on a hop by the second baseman, and that is Schmidt firing it over to Gates, and they get out of the inning. 4-3 on the inning-ending play. 2 runners left on base. There was a base hit and a batter hit, so no runs there. Then we go to the bottom of the second inning. You're watching the Class C State Tournament first round on PubSpotlight.tv. Thanks again to the Minnesota Baseball Association.
They lead 2 base runners.
What's special about high school sports? The passion, the excitement, the memories.
Down on 3 in the buzzer. Good! It's good! DuBois wins it for the Rebels.
It's about impacting your community, connecting your business to this audience. This is where your customers live, where they shop. This is their circle of life. This is where your business should be. Connect with your best potential customers. This is your invitation. Get in the game.
Let's come back right now to the bottom of the second inning. And Brad Walsh is the shortstop, and he'll lead off this inning against Matt Imdek. Imdek, the drafted pitcher from Meyer Grove, starting for the St. Martin Martins. 2 balls and no strikes, and he'll throw the breaking ball, and it's tapped into play, and it'll be Imdek who's going to have to make the play. He stops him, takes his time, and makes the throw. He knew what he was doing. No rush over there. No reason to get frantic with the play. Get your feet underneath you, field it, and make the nice throw over to the first baseman, and he does that over to Arsenault, Jalen Arsenault. Josh Gazzo. Wonder if he's related to Ralph Gazzo. Ralph, one of my favorite people in the world at Fox Sports North. First pitch is inside. Ball 1. Imdek in his Meyer Grove jersey delivers, and another chop, but this one stays in the batter's box and hits Gazzo right in the knee. A ball and a strike now. In the bottom of the second inning, no score yet. And the breaking ball is going to miss. 2-1 the count. Breaking ball just inside. He likes to throw the off-speed breaking stuff, and he does again, and this time he catches the plate and gets the strike. 2-2. Imdek. Misses outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Count goes full to Gazzo, designated hitter, and he tries to sneak a fastball past him. It is chopped foul, and we'll do it all over again. Had a little activity in the first inning, leaving a runner at third base, double play, or a couple fielders' choices actually, to end the inning. No damage done, and a walk. to Gazzo. That'll bring up the Schmidt boys. First Travis Schmidt and then Jake Schmidt. That's how this one will work. Travis, the second baseman, bats 8th, and Jake, the left fielder, bats 9th. So with 1 out, a runner on first base as we are in the second inning, the bottom of the second, and the first pitch from the Meyer Grove pitcher, Imbeck, misses. I guess you can't. Once you're drafted, then you become somebody. You are St. Martin's. 2 balls and no strikes. As he misses with the breaking ball again. Not really checking the runner, and Schmidt hits the ball well. That gets to the gap, and it is off the wall. That is a phenomenal diving effort from the left fielder, Schlongen, but it unable to come up with it, and it ends up being a double for Travis Schmidt. So Travis Schmidt bangs it off the wall. The double moves Gazzo over to third base. And so with 1 down, 2 runners in scoring position.
Now batting left fielder number 17, Jake Schmidt.
Now it's Jake Schmidt at the plate, and then we'll spin the lineup back up to the top. Second hit of the game for Gaylord. And now in a little bit of a jam is the pitcher Imbeck. He catches the plate with strike 1 on the first pitch to Jake Schmidt in his first appearance in the game. No score, and Jake Schmidt can't handle the breaking ball, and he swings and misses. That was a hard breaking ball, and fooling number 17, the left-handed hitting Jake Schmidt, who plays left field. Schmidt's got his hands up by his ear and gets ready for the 0-2 pitch, and it's a breaking ball inside. Hazy late afternoon in Milroy. 2-strike pitch. He goes with a fastball, and he busts it inside, and Jake Schmidt swings and misses. Good piece of pitching there from Imbeck, moving the ball in and out. Actually stayed in the last 2 pitches and gets the strikeout. So both runners stay where they're at, and now with 2 outs, the threat diminished just a little bit. Of course, a base hit should score 2. Colin Grams led off the game for Gaylord with a single to center field. First pitch is a ball to Grams, the center fielder. Pitch misses outside, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Two 2-0 pitch is up high. He's trying to slip something in at the top of the zone, and he misses up, and it's 3 balls and no strikes. So Graham's 1 for 1 on the game, and the 3-0 pitch misses, blocked by Schlongen, the catcher, and a base on balls goes to Graham, so he's reached base both times. And with the bases full now of Islanders, you could say that Mr. Imbeck is on an island a little bit as well. He's a pitcher with base runners all around him. An ocean of base runners all around him. I don't know, I think I might be waxing a little too poetic with that. Imbeck strolls a little bit around the mound, trying to compose himself. He got the 2 outs.
Pitcher number 2, Brody Rodney.
But now, the last first pitch is the breaking ball, and it's ball 1 over the top of the head of Brody Rodney. So the pitcher batting in the second spot has most definitely a great chance to help himself. He flew out to right field his first time up, so he's 0 for 1, and now he's even ahead in the count. So he's looking at a 2-0 advantage against the pitcher Imbeck. Imbeck having trouble now getting the ball over the plate. 2-0 pitch is going to be over the plate, and it's 2-1. These 2 pitchers are contrasting in styles, both right-handed, but one is a power pitcher, the other one is a pitcher who's trying to work the plate. And that ball is hit to the gap, and it's going to get past the center fielder Cole, and that very well could clear the bases. It does, and a triple for the pitcher. He was sprinting around, and a 3-run triple for Brady Rodney, and it is 3-0 Gaylord, just like that. So Rodney gets a hold of the 2-1 pitch and takes it deep into the gap in left center field, and that triple brings all 3 runners in. So a 3 RBI hit, and they intentionally walk Reichenbach. So in this inning now, 3 walks.
Now batting first baseman number 9, Eric Gates.
And it is 3-0. 3 RBI for Rodney, and Eric Gates, the first baseman, looks at a called strike. Reichenbach reached on Gage reached on a fielder's choice. So the ball gets past the catcher. Rodney at third came home 35% of the way, and then quickly reversed his course. They threw down to third to try to get him. On the play, though, Reichenbach heads over to second base. So again now, 2 runners in scoring position. Gage, who reached on a fielder's choice, 0 for 1, and now he's got 2 guys on board. And the pitch is inside, and it's lifted towards right field. Long run for the right fielder, but it hangs up just long enough for Matt Schlongen to track it down. But in the inning, 3-run score for Gaylord, and the 3 runs come from the pitcher himself, driving it to the gap, to the wall, a 3-run triple, and that makes it 3-0 after 2 innings. We're going to take a break, come back for the third inning. It's the State C Amateur Baseball Championship on PrepSpotlight.tv. We move to the third here in Milroy, and Brody Rodney from the Gaylord Islanders has a 3-0 lead thanks to his performance at the plate. Well, that and a few walks. That also helps. So 3-run score in that inning. No errors in the inning, so all 3 runs are earned. 2 hits. First pitch from Rodney is fouled back off the backstop, and it is going to be the center fielder, number 5, Derek Cole, his first appearance. He's the last player to make his way to the plate in this game. And the 0-1 pitch is just off the plate, outside, 1-1. 3 runs on that last inning on 2 hits. So aided by 1, 2, 3 walks. One of them was intentional. And swing and a miss, and the count goes to 1-2. So Brody has a swing and miss type fastball. at least early in the game. We'll see how he wears on. 1-2 pitch is hit towards right field. That ball was hit pretty well. Chasing after it is the right fielder, and making the play out in right field is Connor Dace. Connor is being designated hit for, so we will only call his name on the defensive side. And Connor tracks it down and makes the play. That ball was hit hard out to right field by Derek Cole. Kyle Laser at the plate. He struck out in the first inning. So we swing the lineup back to the top here in the top of the third inning. Winner moving on next week. First pitch, over for a strike. No balls and a strike to Leeser, and a breaking ball, off-speed stuff now. Just getting Leeser thinking about something other than just a hard fastball from the lefty. And it's no balls and 2 strikes, 1 down here in the top of the third. Defense playing somewhat straight away, although the center fielder is shifted towards right field a little bit. The 0-2 pitch into the dirt. Something you don't see in a lot of baseball games, and I'm proud to see it right here, is a pitcher who has got a completely dirty jersey. And that, of course, coming from the slide into third on the triple. So 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and Leeser now is down twice on strikes. Looks like a nasty slider that came down and in. Brody Rodney is now going to face Scott Schlanger. Schlanger, the third baseman, also a strikeout victim in the first. Rodney trying to pitch his way back into the dugout and get his team with the sticks again. And pitch is down low, 1 ball and no strike. 5 Schlongans in the starting 9. Pitches down and in, and 2 balls and no strikes. So just as I mentioned, you want to quickly work your way back to the dugout. You've delivered 2 pitches and you've fallen behind in the count, 2-0. And the pitch, Scott is foul tip and caught. Not matters, but it was a swinging strike. 2 balls and a strike, 2 down. 3-0 the score. 3 hits for Gaylord, 1 hit for St. Martin. Foul ball makes the count even up at 2-2. Sartell gets the winner of this game next weekend in Springfield at 11 a.m. on Saturday. Two-two pitch on the way. And it was a swung on a miss, and the runner will go to first, but his delay by Scott Schlanger, I think, cost him the opportunity of getting on to first. And he didn't realize the ball had bounced off the catcher's mitt and all the way back to the backstop. So we're going to go to the the bottom of the third inning here in Milroy, and it's still 3-0, and we'll be back in just a moment.
What's special about high school sports? The passion, the excitement, the memories.
Now a 3 at the buzzer. Good! It's good! Du Bois wins it for the Rebels.
It's about impacting your community, connecting your business to this audience. This is where your customers live, where they shop. This is their circle of life. This is where your business should be. Connect with your best potential customers. This is your invitation. Get in the game.
bottom of the third inning right now, and the first pitch from the Meyer Grove product, Matt Indek, is bunted foul. I had the executive producer of today's broadcast working on some geographical questions. It is 16 miles, according to him, from Meyer Grove to St. Morton. Grounded towards second on the 0-2 pitch, and the throw across is good for the out. So in the leadoff hitter was McKay Rodning, and he is out 4-3. So McKay was the number 5 hitter. We go to Brad Walsh, the number 6 hitter. 8 Islanders came to the plate in the second inning when they scored the 3 runs, so they had a chance to even pad another couple. Curveball is slapped foul. No balls and a strike, and another breaking ball, and that is a slow curve, and that's over for strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes to Brad Walsh. Walsh grounded back to the pitcher to lead off the second inning. So he was the first batter of the second inning. The inning that 3 runs came across the score. Ball and 2 strikes, and it's another curveball, and he goes right back up the middle. And a sharp single is the 4th hit of the game for the Islanders. 4 different Islanders have a hit, and we appear to be moving into another drafted pitcher. So the manager, Carl Leeser, takes the ball from Imdek, and I'm so glad you got the information for me right now before he left the game, because then it wouldn't have been relative, right? It wouldn't have been relevant, I guess is what I was going to say. So we're going to try to get some information here on this new pitcher, another drafted pitcher for St. Martin. Again, the rules, each team can draft 3 players from teams around them, 3 pitchers.
Now pitching number 22, Adam Winkles from Farming.
So we go to the Farming Flames for the next pitcher, and it is Adam Winkles. So Matt Imdek is going to just go 2 1/3 innings in the starting role. Gives up 4 hits. Right now he's got 3 runs on the board. There is a 4th that is belonging to him, and that is if Brad Walsh were to come around and score from first base. So Imdek got in trouble. He has 2 regular walks, 2 intentional walks. So we say 3 with a note that one of them was intentional. And he had a defender make an error behind him. So that's his line as of now. We'll update it with what happens with the runner at first base, as it'll be Gazzo, Josh Gazzo. It's Gazzo. So over in Springfield, the New Ulm Brewers have gone up 2-1 after 2 against Prior Lake. They had the bases loaded, trying to break it open. Runner at first, and Gazzo looks at a fastball that is just off the plate inside, ball 1. So the new pitcher, Adam Winkles, out of Farming. Young, strapping, blonde right-hander, and he comes in with another fastball, misses at the exact same spot. So he's saying, I'm going to bust you inside, and both times he's just off the plate. And it's 2 balls and no strikes. Runner at first and 1 out. We're in the bottom of the third. And fastball is lined to second on 1 hop. It'll be a 4-6-3 double play, and really quickly that ends the inning. So Gazzo hits it not off the square part of the bat, but it's a 1 hopper that ends up going right to the second baseman Schlangen, who flips it to Leeser. and Leeser goes on to finish the double play. 4-6-3 on the double play, so 3 innings are complete. No runs. There was a hit. Nobody left on base. And it's 3-0 as we go through to the 4th inning. You're watching the Town Ball State Amateurs Championship. It's Class C style here in Milroy, Minnesota, and you're watching it on PrepSpotlight.tv. All right, we had a few audio issues in the top of the fourth inning and might have been able to watch what was going on through the expert work of our executive producer, Greg Wolfert, but the excitement happened around home plate, and I apologize for the audio issues. There was a double to right field by Brian Schlongen. He advanced on a wild pitch to third, and then another ball passed him, and it ends up that the out is recorded at home on a 2-1 putout. Brian Schlongen is put out as McKay Rodning, the catcher for Gaylord, flips it to the pitcher Brody Rodning, and they get the out. There was another walk in the inning, a fielder's choice, and a fly ball, and out to left field by Matthew Schlongen, and the fourth inning comes and goes, no runs and one hit. So we're here for the bottom of the fourth inning right now, and Travis Schmidt, who doubled and scored in the second inning for Gaylord, is at the plate. And pitches in for strike one. Oh, 1 pitch. And foul back. 0-2. Again, it's Adam Winkles from the Farming Flames, who is the relief pitcher. He's the second pitcher of the game for St. Martin. 5 miles away is Farming from St. Martin. So this draftee moves a little closer to the home club team, 5 miles away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Winkles, the righty, with the glove in front of his face as he gets into the windup and throws and misses the target. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Schmidt doubled and came around to score on the 3 RBI triple from the pitcher Brody Rodney. When the Class A championship game gets underway, we'll update you on the scores. The count goes to full as Schmidt takes a look at that 2-2 pitch outside of the zone. On deck is Jake Schmidt. Jake just made the nice play in strike 3 called. Ball was dropped, and they'll throw down. So Travis Schmidt thought that might be ball 4, and that is the second time, one on each side, that they thought that was going to be the case. Instead, it is a strikeout and a throw down 2-3 on the putout. So the final Class B game of the day is underway, and I say that with a caveat. But first, we'll talk about Jake Schmidt. Jake Schmidt struck out in his first appearance. That was against the starting pitcher, Matt Imdek. It's the first time he will face Adam Winkles, and the first pitch is a ball. 1-0 pitch on the outside corner, strike 1. So the final scheduled game in Class B at Shakopee Schlepper Stadium is underway, and that one had featured the Cold Spring Springers and the Anoka Bucks. And a ground ball wide of the third base coaching box, and the count goes to 1-2 to Jake Schmidt, the left fielder, left-handed hitting left fielder for Gaylord. And that game is scoreless at this moment in time. Cold Spring with one of the many teams, or not many, but a handful of teams that have teams in both Class B and Class C. So their Class C team won yesterday, and now the Springers are looking to win in Class B. 1 ball and 2 strikes, and swing and a miss. 2 down, 2 strikeouts for Adam Winkles. Winkles came in and induced a ground ball double play. In the third inning, when he replaced Imdek. Imdek on the hook now with 3 runs, so he would be the losing pitcher if the Mortons are unable to rally from this 3-run deficit. We're going back to the top of the order. Colin Grahams, who's reached both times, scored last time after walking. He walked and scored in the second. He got a base hit and moved around to third in the first. 2 outs here, bottom of the fourth, and he lined it towards first. It's played on a hop on one knee by Arsenault, and a pretty simple 3-up, 3-down inning for Adam Winkles from Farming, who's pitching here as a draftee for the St. Martin Martins. So we are through 4 innings. We go to the 5th inning now. And I believe all of our audio issues are taken care of, and we're going to take a break. You're watching PubSpotlight.tv coverage of the state amateur baseball tournament. As we take a look at the flag in left field and the foul pole, you see a little breeze coming in. The cornfield back in the distance. There is a gravel road in between the ball field and that cornfield. I didn't get to tell the story about my trip up to Regal. When I was taking some shots, I really loved their field and right field, the cornfield, opposite of what you would see down in Iowa or in the Field of Dreams. The cornfield was the border behind the right field fence. And Trevor Fleck from Fox Sports North said, we all loved Field of Dreams, but there were ball players that came out of the cornfields all the time. In Regal, they were the young kids who were coming out of the farm fields for Little League practice and such. So ball players magically appearing out of cornfields happens, I would guess, in a few places around Minnesota. Brody Rodning is pitching his 5th inning, and the first pitch is a strike, and the second pitch is a swinging strike to the left fielder Michael Schlongen. He was hit by Rodning in his first plate appearance, so he does not have an official at bat as of yet. And the 0-2 pitch makes him dance a little bit, and while he's dancing, he swings the bat and fouls it away. Fastball coming in inside and right around the knees. And protecting the plate was Michael Schlongen, and he fouls it away. Pitch is low, and the count is a ball and 2 strikes. St. Martin has managed a couple hits, have had some scoring opportunities. Swing and a miss on the breaking pitch, and Schlongen goes down. 6 strikeouts right now for Rodning, and that will bring up Tanner Arsenault, the DH. He grounded to second base in his first at bat. 1 down in the 5th. And the pitch is fouled away. Fastball in on the hands. 3-0 the score. All 3 runs came off of the bat, you could say, of the pitcher. Brody Rodning, he had a bases clearing triple. Another foul ball straight back off the netting here in Milroy. Day 3. They'll play 9 days actually of baseball here. 3 days a weekend. The tournament goes 10 days, and a championship game is played on Labor Day in Springfield. 0-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Hard fastball by Rodning. And Rodning now has 7 strikeouts. 2 up, 2 down, and that brings up the number 9 hitter, Derek Cole. Cole flew out to the right fielder, Connor Dace, in his first at-bat. That was the leadoff at-bat of the 3rd inning. First pitch swinging and missing. Over for a strike. It's called. And looking maybe for the second time in 5 innings, a chance to have a snapper mow him down in it. Strike out the side. 0-2 pitch on the way. and it is not going to be that. It's ground ball to short. Fielded and thrown over by Walsh. Walsh fields it, fires over to Gage, and it is 3 up, 3 down. Nonetheless, and we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. And it is 3-0 as we go to the bottom of the 5th. We're going to take a break. You're watching PrepSpotlight.tv.
What's special about high school sports? The passion, the excitement, the memories.
Now a 3 at the buzzer. Good! It's good! DuBois wins it for the Rebels.
It's about impacting your community, connecting your business to this audience. This is where your customers live, where they shop. This is their circle of life. This is where your business should be. Connect with your best potential customers. This is your invitation. Get in the game.
All right, we come back to you here for the bottom of the 5th inning. I've apologized for video issues, audio issues. You know what it is, though? It's just Andy Price being Andy Price. That's all it is. That's all I should say. I should put a disclaimer. It's Andy Price being Andy Price. Greg Wilford is with us. He's nothing but the best. Great shots of the party deck, of trees, of the moon, kinda. Adam Winkles is on the hill still, the farming pitcher, pitching for St. Martin's. And the first pitch to Rodning, who tripled his last time up. I don't even get a chance to set up what he did earlier, but he first pitch swinging and he hacks out and he hits it out to Matthew Schlongen in right field, and that's 1 pitch, 1 out. That brings up Ed Reichenbach. Reichenbach was walked intentionally his last time up, and he reached on an error. So he's been on board twice, but he's 0 for 1. Reichenbach with his hands above his head as he sets for the pitch, and a fastball swung on and missed by Winkles. So Winkles has worked very effectively. He has gotten, if you believe this, six out. He's gotten 6 outs, and he's only faced 5 batters since he's come into the game. How does he do that? Well, he came in with runners, and he induced a ground ball double play right away. So that's exciting stuff. No balls and 2 strikes to Reichenbach. Winkles with the glove at his face as he hides his expression from the batter as he's getting the signs from his catcher, Brian Schlongen. 2-strike pitch is in the dirt. He's trying to snap off the curveball, but not effective enough to get a swing. So the count is 2-2. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning as we move along in this one, 3-0. The team at the plate, the Islanders, the gold and purple clad Islanders. That ball is going to be caught by the right fielder. It was hit well towards right field, but Matthew Schlongen had a good jump on it. Right off the bat, you can see he made the right first step, and that's a big help when you can make that right first step on a ball that's hit pretty hard and not a high, but more of a line drive, and Schlongen is there to make the play. So 2 up and 2 down as we have Eric Gage. Gage reached down a fielder's choice and flew out to Matthew Schlongen in right, who's been getting a lot of action. 4 out to right field that were caught. Foul ball, strike 1 to Gage, the right-handed hitting first baseman. And Winkles delivers fastball, catches the outer part of the plate, 0-2. We did have a score in that Class A championship game. That's starting about an hour late. And in the championship game, the Minneapolis Cobras, the defending champions, have taken a 1-0 lead on the Minnetonka Millers. And that's just what you call a Matthew Schlongen inning. He makes all 3 outs, catches all 3 fly balls from the Gaylord batters in the 2, 3, 4 spots. So Gage flies out to the right fielder for the second time, and nobody reaches base, and nobody has reached base against Adam Winkles, and he continues this trend where he has gotten 1 more out than batters faced. We're going to see how long that lasts on PrepSpotlight.tv. Back here for the top of the 6th inning in Milroy. It's 3-0 Gaylord over St. Martin. The grounds crew out and about here. They're getting the infield prepared for the final 4 innings of baseball here in Milroy for the week. After this, we'll come back here on Friday. I don't think I'm going to be joined by the executive producer, Greg Wolford. But I will have an Earl back from El Paso who is going to be helping out. Excited about that. So that'll happen next week. 8 more games here in Milroy as we get to the second round and work our way to who's going to be in the final 16, that final Labor Day weekend of baseball in both Milroy and Springfield. Great stuff we're getting from around the state. Fans enjoying watching all of the games on PrepSpotlight.tv, and we surely thank them for that. So we flip the scorecard over and go to the top of the 6th, and it's the top of the order. Kyle Leeser is facing Brody Rodney. Cold Spring Springers a 2-0 lead on the Anoka Bucks now in the Class B first round game. So there's also, I don't think I finished my story because I don't do anything right anymore, but there is a game that needs to be made up, and it will be played right after. Strikeout there for Leeser, and Leeser has fanned 3 times now. Strikeout number 8 for Rodney. And we come back to the long list of Schlongens with Scott, the third baseman, and feigns a bunt attempt and pulls it back. It's ball 1. So after the Cold Spring Springers and Anoka Bucks game is over with, they have to finish up the game between Chanhassen and St. Michael. That game was washed away in the 6th inning the other night, and so they suspended it. And Chanhassen leads. Chanhassen's the defending state champs, and they lead it, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and that will be made up this evening, and then they'll have completed their entire first week of play. Pitch is low, so the 1-1 pitch makes it 2-1 to Scott Schlongen. He is struck out in the first, and then he struck out again in the third. So of the 8 strikeouts that Rodney has, foul tip, the count goes to 2-2. Of the 8 strikeouts that Rodney has, 6 of them come from the first 3 batters in the order. So the top 3 guys have had trouble handling the lefty from Gaylord. 2-strike pitch, swing and a miss. It's now 7 of 9. Top of the 6th inning, 3-0 is your score.
Now batting the catcher, number 21, Brian Sloan.
Strike on the pitch delivered to Brian Schlongen. No balls and a strike. And the pitch is inside, 1-1. Brian had the curious fourth inning where he doubled on the bloop double right over the head of the first baseman in between that area of first base, right field, and second base. Then he moved to third on the wild pitch, and then he tried to score on another wild pitch. As the pitch is inside, 2 balls and a strike. And he tried to score on that wild pitch. That was while we were having audio difficulties. And he was thrown out at the plate as the catcher got it to the pitcher in time. And another base hit. So Brian Schlongen has got 2 base hits on the game. 2 of the 3 hits are Brian's. Brings up the number 4 hitter, the second baseman, Nathan Schlongen. Nathan walked in the fourth.
Now batting second baseman number 1, Nathan Schlongen.
He's left-handed swinging. And with 2 out, St. Martin's has a runner on first, trying to get something cooking as they trail by 3. Ball in the dirt on the first pitch to Nathan. Brody Rodning now 9 strikeouts into the 6th inning. Pitch inside and count 2-0. So as I said, he walked in the 4th inning and then he was forced out. He also grounded out to second base in the 2nd inning, so he is 0 for 1 officially. Fastball misses just inside, and now the count is 3-0. Three balls, no strikes. Runner at first base and 2 outs here in the inning. Rodning delivers a fastball. He takes a little something off of it just to get it over. And count goes to 3-1. The 3-1 pitch on the way. Runner being held at first, and it is fouled back into the net. And Rodning works himself back into this at-bat. The full count now. Full count with 2 outs. You know that Brian Schlongen's going to be running. And the first baseman now, Gage, will play behind the runner. And he is off and running, and the pitch is outside, ball 4. So a hit and a walk, and now the tying run here in the 6th inning comes to the plate. Jalen Arsenault is the batter. He's grounded to short both times, out on one, and then he reached on a fielder's choice as they were unable to turn the double play against him in the 4th. He's coming on a bat with 2 runners on, 2 outs. Rodning delivers, fastball, swung on, fouled back. All you can ask for is have a chance to have one swing make a difference in the game. Arsenault, the number 5 hitter for St. Martin's, is got that opportunity right now. Let's see what happens. 0-1 pitch on the way, and it's down and away, a ball and a strike. One and one the count, 2 runners on. The runner sneaks away from second a little bit, and the breaking ball fools Arsenault. And the first baseman takes a hack at it, a little off balance hack, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Again, 2 outs, 2 on. Rodney, who has pretty much had control of this. Timeout called as Rodney was waiting for the sign or the correct sign to be flashed. Now, Arsenault steps back in. The runners take their lead. 1-2 the count, and here's the pitch, and it's a breaking ball that's called strike 3. So all 3 outs in the inning are strikeouts. 10 on the game now for Rodney, and more importantly, 2 runners are left stranded on base. No runs score, 1 hit, and we will go now to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's 3-0 still. The Islanders of Gaylord leading the Martins of St. Martin 3-0.
What's special about high school sports? The passion, the excitement, the memories.
Now on 3 at the buzzer. Good! It's good! Du Bois wins it for the Rebels.
It's about impacting your community, connecting your business to this audience. This is where your customers live, where they shop. This is their circle of life. This is where your business should be. Connect with your best potential customers. This is your invitation. Get in the game.
Leading off the 6th inning for Gaylord, pitcher number 13, McCoy Rodney.
Boy, Rodney at the plate, leading off the inning, and he tries to lay down a bunt. It is right in front of the plate. I mean, you can't be more right in front of the plate. It was 6 inches right in front of the plate, so the bunt attempt does not work. Bouncing out and getting it is Brian Schlongen, and it's an easy 2-3 put out as he picks it up, takes 2 steps towards the infield, and clears his path to make the throw and makes the throw. So I'm going to say it one more time. Maybe not. Maybe I'll say it many more times, but Adam Winkles has more outs than batters he's faced. Recorded more outs than batters he's faced. I wonder if he finishes out the game and does that, how many times that would have happened in the history of the world. In the history of the world. 2 balls, no strikes. To Brad Walsh. Brad Walsh grounded to the pitcher, and he singled his last time up. He batted in the 3rd inning, and then he was erased on a double play. 2 balls and a strike as Winkles hits the zone with the 2-0 pitch. Winkles, the young man from farming, has come in and kept the Gaylord bats quiet, and a ground ball right back to the pitcher. So 2 easy ground ball outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning, and he is completely doing his job. There is a St. Martin's pitcher warming up. So they elected to go with 2 drafted pitchers to start the game. And they have a chance now. Josh Gazzo at the plate. He grounded into the double play the last time. He walked and scored his first time up, so he's 0 for 1, and he looks at strike 1. Gazzo wearing number 25. And the 0-1 pitch is swung on and missed. So Winkles has gotten Gazzo in the hole right away. No balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs here, bottom of the 6th inning. And 3-0. 3 runs scored in the 2nd inning. Outside of that, it's a bunch of zeros on the line score. Breaking ball misses high. Caught the plate, but it was up. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Two groundouts to start the inning, and the 1-2 pitch is swung on and missed. So Winkles has himself a nice bottom of the 6th inning, and I will repeat it one more time. He has recorded more outs than batters faced since he came into the game. To the 7th inning, and it is 3-0. Gaylord leading, and we'll have a pitching change, and we'll report about that when we come back. 3-0, Gaylord over St. And welcome back as we go to the top of the 7th inning. And we have a pitching change, as we were showing you that as we came out of the commercial break. And his name is Brody. So we have a pitching change, but not a name change, just a pitching change. Brody Curtis out of Belle Plaine, a draft E, is the pitcher, and he starts off the inning to Matthew Schlungen with a ball and then gets a strike, so the count 1-1. So Brody Curtis, the right-hander from Belle Plaine, is in for Brody Rodning, who has moved out to right field and will play right field. Foul ball and away, and the count goes to 1-2 on Matthew Schlungen. He's the right fielder wearing number 3. He's been very busy out in right field. He also has an infield single and flew out to right field. 1-2 pitch just misses, and the count is 2-2. So Rodning goes 6 innings. He gives up 3 hits, no runs. Whoa. 3 walks and 10 strikeouts. Swung on and missed in the dirt. They'll have to throw down to first to record the out, and they do just that. So Schlungen strikes out. The 11th strikeout of St. Martin's batters. 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning. We've seen a couple pitchers here record double-digit strikeouts last week. Noah Danner did it for Baseball 365 while I was calling the game. And then I know Matt Geislinger last night. Double-digit strikeouts for, I think it was double-digit strikeouts in his complete game win. I'll have to go back to my notes. Sorry about that. No balls and 2 strikes to Michael Schlungen. Schlungen The left fielder was hit by a pitch his first time up. He struck out in the 5th inning. So 2 plate appearances, 1 official at bat. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here. Top of the 7th inning. It's 3-0. All the action coming in that 2nd inning. That action meaning crossing the plate. There's been some other nice defensive plays and a near run on a wild pitch and a sprint from third base. Strike 3 on the big breaking curveball from Brody Curtis. And Curtis has come in and struck out both men he has faced.
Now batting designated hitter number 18, Tanner Arsenault.
Up comes the designated hitter, Tanner Arsenault. He's 0 for 2 on the game, and he comes out hacking in his 3rd appearance. Fouls it away on the pitch from Brody Curtis from Belle Plaine, the Tigers. And Curtis delivers another breaking ball and misses wide. It's about just a little bit outside of where that called 3rd strike on Michael Schlongen was. Arsenault, the designated hitter, and he grounds it towards short. Walsh scoops it up and fires across the infield for the 3rd out. So 3 up and 3 down for St. Martin's in the 7th. They're only going to have 2 at-bats left to try to get back those 3 runs. We're going to stay here for the 7th inning stretch because I'm going to tell you the story about the first game we did on Friday night. It was 3-0 going into the 8th inning, as the Randall Cubs rallied back from 3 down. They scored 2 in the 8th and then 2 more in the 9th, and they advanced on in their win over Hadley, the Buttermakers. Hadley from just down the road here by Milroy, which is here in southwest Minnesota. So we've seen a 3-0 lead when we started it. Would it be almost symmetric if we end it that way when another team rallies from 3 runs down going into the 8th inning? We'll see. We'll see the story of Andy and Greg on our excellent adventure to Milroy, Minnesota. 8 games over 3 days. Seen some good things, and we'll have 8 more next week. You might as well jump, and we might as well get to the bottom of the 7th inning. Still in the game for St. Martin's is the farming draftee Adam Winkles. And why wouldn't you draft him? Because he has recorded more outs than batters faced. It's almost impossible to do. I'd draft him right now. I'd draft him to come work for PrepSpotlight.tv. New Ulm leads Prior Lake, the Brewers, over the Prior Lake team, the Class C team, in Springfield 4-2 after 5. We're into the bottom of the 7th here. And the first pitch from Winkles is a strike, I think. It sounded like he made a strike call. 1-0. A little confused by the call, so we'll just let this play out for a second. And the next pitch is popped straight up. Might be in play. It is going to hit the roof. As you can hear, more than likely. And yeah, it is 0-2. So the first pitch was a strike. The catcher didn't cleanly catch that first pitch. And because of that, then you start wondering if that was a strike. Because usually a strike is right in the mitt. A called strike, that is. 0-2 the count. And Winkles goes for a breaking ball to the number 8 hitter, Travis Schmidt. Schmidt doubled and scored in that 2nd inning. He struck out in the 4th. Two balls, 2 strikes now as the 1-2 pitch misses to the second baseman for the Gaylord Islanders, and he takes a 2-2 pitch and fouls it away. That one was hit high and hard and will be in the backyard of a Milroy neighborhood home. Bottom of the 7th inning. And the 2-2 pitch is a curveball fouled right back off the body of Schmidt. Travis Schmidt, as we've mentioned, there's back-to-back Schmidts. Jake Schmidt, the left fielder, will be up next. We thought yesterday that when we did the game when there were 4 Beckers that we had, gotten used to one last name. Drive to center field. The center fielder was playing deep enough that he just has to go back about 11 steps. We'll count it. And Travis flies out for the first out of the inning. So there were 4 Beckers in a game, and we go, wow, that's a lot. Then in the last game we had a lot of Byers, but I don't think we've had as many of the Beckers or the Byers as we've had Schlongens in this game. Jake Schmidt flares a foul on the first pitch from Winkles. And have I told you yet that Winkles has recorded more outs than batters he has faced? 0-1 the count in this 3-0 game, and Winkles delivers a 2-hopper to short, and it was fielded nicely by Leeser, and Leeser takes the 2-hopper and rifles the shot to get Jake Schmidt 6-3.
Now batting center fielder number 10, Colin Graham.
And the leadoff hitter, Graham, comes right back to the pitcher, and it's 3 up, 3 down again as the flip toss ends the 7th inning. So Colin Grahams, who reached base the first 2 times up, has now grounded to the first baseman, and he grounds to the pitcher. So I'm just going to say this one more time. He has faced 13 batters. 14 outs have been recorded. I got to see this through. I'm going to stick around to the end of the game to see this through. We go to the top of the 8th inning. I think this is one of the greatest statistic things I've ever seen. I'm going to turn around to the press box. I'm going to turn my mic down. We're going to take a break, and I'm going to see if anybody agrees with me. We'll be right back for the 8th inning on PrepSpotlight.tv.
What's special about high school sports? The passion. The excitement. The memories.
Now a 3 in the buzzer. Good! It's good! DuBois wins it for the Rebels.
It's about impacting your community. Connecting your business to this audience. This is where your customers live, where they shop. This is their circle of life. This is where your business should be. Connect with your best potential. What's special about high school sports? The passion.
All right, we had another technical glitch. We lost internet for just a momentary second, and we missed in that momentary second a very fast half inning of baseball. And we have Derek Cole grounding to the first baseman in a 3 unassisted play. Then Kyle Leeser struck out for the 4th time. And Scott Schlanger went 1-3 as he bounced back to the pitcher, Brody Curtis. So Curtis works his second clean inning, and we are now on to the bottom of the 8th inning. And the Farming Flames pitcher is still throwing. Didn't know if they might give another opportunity of someone to pitch, as there is a pitcher warming up down in the bullpen. And we'll pick things back up, and sorry to miss the top half of the 8th inning for everybody from St. Martin or St. Martin fans or Gaylord fans who are watching, or maybe even Belle Plaine fans, as their pitcher Brody Curtis was pitching in the 8th inning. So this is still Adam Winkles, and the first pitch he delivers to Brody Rodning is high, ball 1. Rodning with the 3 RBI triple, all the runs scoring in that one swing. Bases loaded, and he cleared him with the triple. Winkles delivers high, and the count is now 2-0. After that, or beyond that 3-run triple, Rodning is 0 for 3. And Winkles catches the outside corner, and the count now is 2 balls and a strike. He flew out to the right fielder in the first, flew out to the right fielder in the 5th, and grounded out to the first base. Oh, I'm sorry, he's 1 for 3. I made a mistake on my scorecard. So 1 for 3, and the pitch is on the outside part of the plate again, catching the black, and it's 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. Sultry Sunday, summer Sunday. Summer, I used the word summer 4 times. Oh, and the streak ends as Winkles had not allowed a base runner at all since coming in, and actually recorded a double play in his first pitch that he threw. So now the base hit will bring out the manager, and that's going to be a pitching change, I believe. He gives up the ball, and Adam Winkles does himself very well as he faces 14 batters and gets 14 outs. And his day is done, and coming into pitch will be a St. Martin's baseball player. So Winkles is out, and we'll go to the roster to see who's coming in for St. Martin's. And it's number 22, and that's Ben Schroeder. So Ben Schroeder comes into the game. He is the first St. Martin's pitcher that played for St. Martin's during the regular season. Ben Schroeder. So a leadoff base hit in the bottom of the 8th inning by the pitcher, former pitcher Brody Rodning. He's now out playing right field. And Ben Schroeder comes into pitch, and he'll face the numbers 3, 4, and 5 hitters when he comes in. And Ed Reichenbach, Eric Gage, and McCoy Rodney. So I think we, while we were scrambling to get our internet back, and it was just a momentary blip that cost us to lose that, we had a couple scores we wanted to pass along. New Ulm has taken a 7-2 lead over in the Class C game in Springfield, as the New Ulm Brewers look to advance on in a tournament that they should have been playing in their home ballpark, but instead opted not to play because of the pandemic. And we know that the Minnetonka Millers appear to be heading back towards a state championship, 4-1 in the bottom of the 2nd. Home runs by Mike Davis and Wandersee. Wandersee, a younger player for Minnetonka. Davis, one of the Grizzly veterans. Cold Spring Springers also shutting out the Anoka Bucks in Class B. All right, so we're back to action here everything good on our stream, and there's a runner at first and nobody out in the bottom of the 8th. And the pitcher, Ben Schroeder, fastball in for a strike. So I wonder if they were talking about what I was talking about in the dugout, and that's why they waited until he gave up a base runner. I don't know. I'm just giving myself a little bit more credit. Pitch just misses outside, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Three 0 your score in the final game here in Milroy on this first weekend of 3 state tournament weekends in Milroy and Springfield. Shakopee to boot. Ball and a strike to Reichenbach, and Reichenbach chops it foul. Reichenbach on the game reached twice, once on an air, once on a base on balls, and he also flew out to right, so he's 0 for 2. Everything happening in one frame of this game in terms of runs being scored as of now, but there's still baseball to be played. Throw over to first, and Rodney dives back safely. Reichenbach on this warm night not wearing any gloves. Not too many batters these days go without glove. Pitches down and away, and the count levels 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball is fought off and fouled off. It's a good snap on the breaking ball. He started it off at his hip, and it was breaking over the plate, and Reichenbach fought it off. Gaylord looking to move along. We'll have all the action next week in the round of 32 and beyond. Breaking ball in for what looked like possibly a called third strike, but a little inside, and the count is full with nobody out. Reichenbach backs out of the batter's box, and he's back in, and the 3-2 pitch is fouled off. Fastball, inner half, and he fouls it off. Three balls and 2 strikes. The count is full. Nobody out. Rodning at first base. Reichenbach at the plate. Schroeder pitching for St. Martin's. Pitch is lifted to right field. Chasing it down will be Schlongen. Schlongen catches it. A couple steps in front of the warning track. And there's one down. That brings up Eric Gage. Gage 0 for 3. Reached on a fielder's choice in the first. Almost feels like the temperature kicked up a few degrees in just the last few minutes. The sun dips a little lower in the western sky. Running is Rodning. Throw down to second, and it won't be in time. Rodning stays at second as the ball skips over to the vacant shortstop spot, so a stolen base. Rodning showing his running. He sprinted out the triple, rounded out the triple, and now steals the base after his base hit here in the 8th inning. So 3 runs is not safe by any stretch. We know that. We've seen it right here at this ball yard. Ball and 1 strike to Gage. Runner at second in scoring position. Fouled off and quickly 0-2. St. Martin's threw 2 pitchers that were draftees to start with. Matt Imdek and Adam Winkles. Oh-2 pitch, breaking ball, shot to right field. And it's going to get past Schlongen. So Schlongen's got a lot of balls in the air, but this one on the ground is going to skip past him. So it'll be a base hit and an RBI for Gage. Gage with a single to right, and we're going to give him the RBI. to make it 4-0. The air, though, will allow Gage to go all the way to third base. So we'll call that E9. But we're going to give Gage his RBI, the first baseman, with his first base hit and an RBI. So we're going to have a pinch runner for Gage at third. And it's Kevin Durham from Gaylord. So Durham running at third. 1 out. Runners at third. 4-0. 4 runs on 6 hits. It's the second air now committed by St. Martin's. High pop-up with the infield in, and that's a recipe for disaster, and it's going to fall. The throw coming in is not going to get the runner. So that is an absolute recipe for disaster when the infield is pulled in to save the run, and a pop-up just into the 7 steps into the outfield. So a base hit for McCoy Rodney. And so Rodney gets a base hit and an RBI, and the score now is 5-0. 1 down.
Running at second base, number 8, Ryan Wolverton.
So Rodney gets an RBI there with a hit. Scoring was the pinch runner, not Gage himself, and up is Brad Walsh, the shortstop. Runner at second. We have a pinch runner, and the pitch is in for a strike. So I'm almost going to blame myself on the jinx for this because I was making such a big deal about the number of outs that were being recorded by St. Martin's, and now, of course, outs are coming at a slower rate this inning. All my fault. 5-0 the score. Runner at second base, and Walsh shoots it foul right past the party deck and almost into the beer garden. Or is that, it might be the beer garden, that also might be just the ticket taking. Can't tell. Interestingly enough, I'll tell this story in a second, as it's a ball, 2 balls and 2 strikes. I can look out down the left field line, and I see the beer garden out in left field, and they are playing the game from Springfield on PrepSpotlight.tv over to my left. So everybody watching baseball across the state, we're really proud to bring it to you. Bases are full count now, as both times Walsh checks his swing. 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Runner at second, 2 runs in this inning, and it is 5-0. And a called third strike. Walsh thought it might have been just a little bit low. It caught the plate, and there are 2 outs.
Now batting designated hitter number 25, Josh Gasol.
Gazo Josh is now at the plate with 2 down. He walked and scored, grounded into a double play, and struck out. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th, and he's first pitch swinging, and he misses 0-1. 3 runs in the second. They've scored 2 runs now in the 8th, and they've got the shutout working into the 9th. See who they bring out to pitch here in the 9th, as there's been some activity in the bullpen as well. Looks like a Gaylord pitcher, number 32. Things are getting tight in the Class A championship game, as Minnetonka now only leads 4-3. A couple runs crossing for the Cobras. Breaking pitch high, 1 ball, 2 strikes. We've got number 32. It's a Reichenbach. That's Ed, of course. He's been in the game. Reaching out and fouling it away is Gazo. Two outs here, bottom of the 8th inning. Grounded towards short, scooped up. Leeser fires over to first, and they get the out. So we'll head down to the top of the 9th inning. Could it be the final 3 outs of the game? Might be. 2 runs score. in that inning, and they score on 3 hits. Five runs on 7 hits now. There was an error, and 1 runner left on base. So we're going to just keep it right here for the 9th inning. No reason to go anywhere else. We've met all of our commitments, and we'll be wrapping this game up if it ends here in the top of the 9th inning. They're going to leave Brody Curtis, the Belle Plaine draftee, into the game for the 9th inning, at least for now. Ed Reichenbach was warming up. He's back over at third base.
We have an update on that score at Springfield. New Ulm leads Prior Lake 10-3, but it is the top of the 7th and Prior Lake has the bases loaded.
All right, we come into the top of the 9th inning here. St. Martin's trying to get the goose egg off of the board. They're trailing 5-0 now. And Brody Curtis, the Belle Plaine pitcher, is back out there. He came in after Brody Rodney threw 6 scoreless innings, striking out 10, and I've got unofficially 3 strikeouts for Curtis, so that's 13 strikeouts for Gaylord pitchers. Ground ball towards first, but wide of first. As we have a pinch hitter. Batting number 6, Zach Moritz. Zach Moritz at the plate. Moritz chops it towards third. Reichenbach has it, fires across, and just by a step gets the runner. So Moritz is out. 5-3 on the putout. And we're going to see an opportunity for some other St. Martin's players to get some at-bats here in the state tournament. This is Avery Schmitz batting.
Now batting number 12, Avery Schmitz.
First pitch inside, ball 1. One out in the 9th. Fastball over for a strike. And it's 1-1. Good fastball. Good giddy up on the fastball from Curtis. Another fastball right over the plate. And Avery Schmitz is down 1-2 right now. St. Martin's with 3 hits. They had their best opportunity when they almost scored a run. Just missing off the inside part of the plate. Right off the bat in the 4th, it looked like they had something cooking. Runner at third, nobody out. Tried to score on a wild pitch and out at the plate. And after that, it's been pretty quiet. One other time they had the tying run at the plate in the 6th inning. They went down 1-2-3 in the 5th, 1-2-3 in the 7th, and 8th. Will that happen again in the 9th as the pitcher, Curtis, is trying to go 9 up, 9 down. Ryan Messer is going to ground to first, and it's fielded at first base by Gage, and that is the game. So 3 unassisted, and Brody Curtis will pick up a save because he went 9 batters up, 9 batters down. So Brody Curtis gets a save. Brody Rodney gets the win, and the Gaylord Islanders move on to next week's play, and they go on to play next week against Sartell, against Springfield. So St. Martin is tipping their caps to Gaylord, and that's the way we do it now. We don't shake hands, we tip caps, and that's how baseball is in 2020. And baseball at the State C Amateur Baseball Tournament in Milroy is over for the first week. 5-0 the final score. 5 runs on 7 hits, no errors for Gaylord. No runs on 3 hits and 2 errors for St. Martin. The Martins are done with their season state tournament-wise, and Gaylord will play next weekend. And we'll be there in Springfield and Milroy all next weekend for games in week 2. They're going to sign off for tonight. Great work from Greg Wolford, our executive producer, all week long. Weekend long. It's been a long, warm, sultry 3 days here in Milroy, but we enjoyed everybody's hospitality in Milroy. It's a great ballpark and great folks, and they put on a great event with just 3 weeks' notice, knowing that state tournament baseball was going to come this way. So thanks again to everybody in Milroy. Thanks again to the Minnesota Baseball Association. Andy Price for Greg Wolford. We're signing off here from the State C Amateur Baseball Tournament right here on PrepSpotlight.tv. We'll be back next week, or flip it over to games in Springfield, Shakopee, or St. Anthony Village going on right now.
The 2020 Class C Minnesota Amateur Baseball Tournament is brought to you in partnership with the Minnesota Baseball Association and presented to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 is the hub for all things sports with the Xfinity Sports Zone. And Wings Financial. We're for people like you.